Sanders is a global nonprofit organization providing financial literacy and entrepreneurship education through the Young Billionaires Club program for students ages 12 to 25. The Young Billionaires Club program is a career technical state organization in the state of Texas and a business incubator for students to learn marketing, sales, supply chain, entrepreneurship, financial literacy. The cool thing about our program is our students come in, they spend about 6 to 8 weeks with us if they're an independent student or they're joining a CTSO local chapter at their school. Once they graduate from the program, they can compete in regional, state, and national competition, or they can compete in a local independent competition where they can get seed funded for their business. So not only do the students come in and learn entrepreneurship and learn financial literacy, they walk away with seed funding to take their business to the marketplace. Sanders Ghana is the international branch location of Sanders here in the United States. Founded in 2021, Sanders Ghana operates the Juanita Sanders e-learning center, which serves as a computer lab for the residents, parents, and the students in Ghana to come and learn technology skills, coding skills, and Microsoft skills for a membership fee. Right next door to the e-learning center, we also have the Sanders thrift store, which serves as an extension of the learning center by allowing the parents and the students to come work and earn a competitive wage, but also come shop locally of some amazing items at a premium discount. What Sanders Ghana does is it extends our branch and allow us to go international, but it cultivates everything that we do here in the United States by bridging it with the international, by solving solutions that we have international with our students at Sanders Ghana. Annually, they have the Juanita Sanders e-learning center classes. We also have the Sanders Spelling Bee annually, where we see about 1,000 students locally in Ghana. They come in from all schools all over, and they participate in the Spelling Bee, and they walk away with amazing prizes. We are looking soon to have a mission trip every year where we take residents here in the United States, we take them to Ghana, and they actually get to serve, mentor, and volunteer at the Sanders Ghana International location. Sanders Ghana International is something new that we've been doing for the last 4 years, and we're looking forward to growing this initiative out for the future. The Young Billionaires Club is a career technical state organization in the state of Texas recognized by the Texas Education Agency, providing business and financial literacy training for students ages 12 to 25. A career technical state organization, if you remember back in high school, you had those organizations such as FBLA, DECA, FFA, and for us to be a new CTSO, which means that students at their local high school, they can start a Young Billionaires Club chapter, and they can take that chapter and they can go to regional competitions, state competitions, and national competitions. What this means for us as an organization is we are now moving into career technical education world. We're allowing, the Young Billionaires Club to be a part of a school's curriculum. We're embedded in CTE education throughout the whole state of Texas. This allows us to take the ideas and the work that we have been doing from the after school and the grassroots area to more statewide, where we're servicing students in El Paso, San Antonio, Dallas. We're able to serve students and create chapters in places that we can even imagine being in. So being a CTSO allows us to become a premier organization, provide quality education, education that fits the national TEAC standard, which is Texas Education Knowledge System, which is one of the highest curriculums that all of the teachers may follow here in the state of Texas. And that allows us to really compete at a high level when you're thinking about education, especially entrepreneurship education. We're working with the teachers, we're partnering with the different teachers. Our kids are coming in and they're joining a regional competition, which we'll do in a specific region of Texas. Then they'll go to a state level where they get to compete at a state level where all the top Texas students can compete. And then they go to a national competition where we may take that to an Orlando or California and Atlanta, Georgia, where we take all of our kids here in the United States and they get to compete against one another. So being a CTSO allows us to really, do some things that we couldn't even imagine, but allows us to serve more students in a more professional standard. Students can join the Young Billionaires Club in 2 different ways. The first way is by joining a local CTSO chapter at their middle or high school, right? So what that means is a career technical state organization. If you are a part of CTE and you're taking any career technical education courses at your school, if you're taking any business, marketing, and finance classes, or any entrepreneurship classes, your sponsor, which will be your teacher, they will have the opportunity to say, hey guys, we're gonna start a CTSO chapter of the Young Billionaires Club here on campus. So that's the first way you join. When you join as a CTSO, that's when you go to CTSO track, when you can compete in regional, state, or national competition. The second way is if you join as an independent student. The independent students are recruited various ways throughout the program and academic year. And this independent student is usually not tied to a local chapter. They're just joining on their own and their free will. And so what that means is we have quarterly open houses spread throughout the year, usually about 3 to 4 times a year in each quarter. And we have an open house event, whether that's going to be in Houston, in person, or digitally, or virtually, or we'll have some events spread throughout Texas. resources. This is going to be a family fun event where you can come in, you learn about the program, you get a free voucher to join our YBC online campus, and then you would take the same content, the same program, you just be doing it at your own pace. The second way, or I should say the third way, is it's summertime. We have our summer program, which is usually regional based, particularly in the Houston area. It's a free summer program. We allow our students to come in and join, and they get the full 6 to 8 week program, and they graduate from the program with the opportunity, to compete for some seed funding and go into the YBC local community vendor market. So those are the 2 different ways that you can join: your local CTSO chapter, or joining as an independent student. And as an independent student, you have access to the online campus, and then you can compete in the summer program. Here at Sanders, we are always actively looking for new partnerships to serve our students and provide more value to the communities that we serve. One of the ways that you can get involved with us here at Sanders is by simply visiting our website at www.sandershand.org, and you can submit an inquiry to become a volunteer, to become a partner. When you visit our website, you can also donate to our organization and become a monthly donor. When we bring in partners, you're not just a partner, you are an investor into our youth, and you are an investor into youth becoming financially stable. So as a partner, it may not necessarily be a monetary value that you add to the program and to the organization, but you may come in and provide volunteers or mentorship or provide resources that we need. We are always looking for ways to serve our students at a high quality level. So if your mission is about youth development, community development, economic development, we want to be a partner. We want to partner with you. We want to bring Young Billionaires Club to your community. We want to bring YBC to your business, to your organization, and we want to help more youth become financially stable and provide entrepreneurship education through the Young Billionaires Club program. If you are somebody that believes in change, believe in community development, we want you as our partner. We need you as a partner, and our students need you as a partner here at Sanders. Our program structure follows the school academic year. So our kids coming in the fall season, whether they're at the CTSO chapter or independent student. The fall season is typically all programming, right? Whether you're on an online campus, whether you're doing some work at your school or after school program, the fall semester is usually all programming, mentorship, workshops, lessons, all of those great things. The spring is when we get into competition season. So if you're a CTSO student, that's when you will go into either regional competition or a state competition, or possibly a national competition, just depending on our academic year. If you're an independent student, the spring semester is when we do pitch competitions, but mostly our pitch competitions for our independent student is usually going to go into the summertime. Our independent students are more active in the summertime, mainly because they're not a part of a local chapter. So our program structure is typically year-round. Whether you're an online campus student, whether you're a CTSO student, we provide year-round programming, year-round mentorship. And this is not just something that you do 6 to 8 weeks out of the year and then you're done with the program. No, once you're a YBC student, you're a part of our family, you're a part of our alumni, you're here for the whole year, and we provide an ample amount of resources, opportunities, and events for you to actively stay a part of the program. Whether you graduate from the program, whether you stay as an intern, you're actively a part of us for the long term and for the short term. So 2 years ago, we opened the Young Billionaires Club thrift store. It was the first of its kind. It was a digital financial literacy hub where all of our customers came in and received digital financial literacy with every purchase. It was an opportunity for us to build our first headquarters, our first hub. We did programming, we did workshops, so it was way more than just a thrift store. But earlier this year, we decided to close down the thrift store and focus in on the growth of the Young Billionaires Club program. With us becoming a new career technical state organization, it took us from after school, local grassroots organization here in Houston to now we're a statewide initiative, and we're doing things and we're starting chapters all across the state. So we had to keep the main thing, and we decided to make a strategic decision and move out of our thrift store. But the thrift store, it allowed us to be a launch pad because it allowed us to really test out our program. It allowed us to connect with the community. Every shopper that came in, every person that came in and donated their items to the store, we were able to connect, serve more students who didn't even know about the program, parents that didn't even know about the program. But ultimately, we had to shut down the store to keep the main thing. In business and running an organization, sometimes you see growth in certain areas and you have to always go back to the mission of why we started. Our mission has always been to help youth become financially stable. And with us, our program growing so much and becoming a statewide initiative, we knew that we had to pull back on some opportunities and pull back on some resources to keep the main thing. And so we're so excited about the future of our organization and the future of the Young Billionaires Club program as a whole. But the thrift store, we would not be here today without the Young Billionaires Club thrift store. So I like to thank every shopper, every person that donated, all of the kids that got to work at the store, every volunteer, guys. In 2 years, we served over 2,000 customers. Over 500 work hours were given to our students, and they were compensated for it, so they got to earn and learn at the same time. We completed over 5 Young Billionaires Club programs just at the store. We held over 10 community events. Guys, we did so much work in 2 years, and we could not have done this without community support. But with that being said, with so much growth and so much things that we have to do in the forward, we had to make a hard decision to close down the Young Billionaires Club thrift store. Next at Sanders Hand, we anticipate within the next 12 to 18 months to launch 10 CTSO chapters here across the state of Texas. And with that launching of 10 CTSO chapters at different high schools and middle schools here in Texas, we plan to go into our first regional competition in 2026. And then from there, we anticipate to go into a state competition in 2027. So for the program and the organization, we're looking to do a lot of growth and a lot of development within our CTSO framework. In addition to that, we have 2 projects that we have been working on for the entire year in 2025 that we are excited to launch in 2026. The first project is we will start a Young Billionaires Club Council. What this means is, guys, the future is in our students. So we want to create a youth council of all of our Young Billionaires Club students, put them in leadership positions, and have them make executive decisions alongside me, our advisory board, all of our staff members about the organization. They will talk about things about marketing, fundraising, different projects, connecting with the community. We want our students to be at the forefront of development and growth of this organization, and to do so, we're going to put them in leadership position for them to make executive decisions. We're going to have a president, a vice president, and we're going to have local council members that are going to be spread throughout Texas. So it's going to be super cool. It's going to be super dope. In addition to that, we want to build a parent advisory board to go along with the youth council. We want the parents to have a say-so in everything that we do as well, because we cannot do this work without the parents. So we're going to create some youth council and a parent advisory board going into 2026 and bring in the community and get their input. And also, the next thing that we're working on is the Young Billionaires Club stock market. Yes, you heard it, the Young Billionaires Club stock market. I won't say too much about this because I don't want to give it away, but guys, we are going to build the first ever stock market, but it's not going to be the Amazon, the Tesla, the Googles. We're going to have our own students and their businesses listed as an actual stock market for you as a community member and you as a donor to go and invest in. More to come on these new initiatives, but be on the lookout for the Young Billionaires Club Student Youth Council, the Parent Advisory Board, and the Young Billionaires Club stock market in 2026.